Shia rebels in Yemen have threatened to try for treason Prime Minister Khaled Bahah and all members of his cabinet if they refuse to return to work. The Houthis ordered Mr Bahah and his ministers to resume their duties on Sunday, but they have declined. Yemen has not had a government since January 22, when President Abdrabbuh Mansour Hadi and the cabinet resigned after being placed under house arrest. Mr Hadi fled the capital, Sanaa, for the southern city of Aden on Saturday. He has denounced the Houthis' takeover as a coup and declared all the measures they have announced in the past month null and illegitimate. After receiving the backing of the governors of 6 southern provinces in Aden on Sunday, Mr Hadi insisted he was still Yemen's legitimate leader. Officials noted that he had tendered his resignation under pressure while under house arrest and that it had not been approved by parliament. The rebels have installed a presidential council to replace him. Safe place. On Monday, Al Masirah TV, a channel run by the Houthis, reported that the rebels would refer to prosecutors any ministers who did not return to work, in line with an order by the Supreme Revolutionary Committee created by the rebels earlier this month. Later, Al Masirah said 17 ministers had agreed to resume their duties. Meanwhile, thousands of people took to the streets of Sanaa to show their support for Mr Hadi, according to the AP news agency, echoing statements by all but one of the main political factions. On Sunday, Mr Hadi told UN envoy Jamal Benomar by telephone that he remained committed to the political transition process begun in 2011 when his predecessor Ali Abdullah Saleh was forced to hand over power following months of anti-government protests. The process includes turning Yemen into a federation of 6 regions, something the Houthis reject. The president also welcomed the UN Security Council resolution of February 15 demanding the Houthis immediately and unconditionally withdraw forces from government institutions in Sanaa and engage in good faith in the peace talks mediated by Mr Benomar. On Thursday, Mr Benomar declared a breakthrough at the talks, saying the Houthis and their rivals had agreed on the creation of a People's Transitional Council to help govern the country and give voice to groups not represented in parliament. Mr Hadi expressed reservations about continuing the current negotiations in Sanaa, according to a readout of his telephone conversation with the UN envoy on Sunday. He also requested they be transferred to a safe place to which the parties should agree, it added. Sources close to Mr Hadi said his nephew Nasser Ahmed Mansour Hadi, a member of the cabinet, was abducted by Houthis on Saturday as he tried to leave Sanaa for Aden. The Arabian seaport is jointly controlled by troops loyal to the president, who is from the south, and members of an allied local militia, the Popular Resistance Committees. The Houthis have taken over predominantly Sunni parts of central and western Yemen in recent months, sparking battles with tribesmen and Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, AQAP, after advancing from their stronghold in the far north and entering Sanaa in September.